opening performance from Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Todd Monken, the head coach, has said all along that Watson would start the first preseason game. Shedeur Sanders would play the second half, and then they'd flip it for the second preseason game. So as of now, their plan is to start Shedeur Sanders Saturday at home against the Buffalo Bills, and then Deshaun Watson comes in and plays the second half. After that, my understanding is they would hope to have a decision on who starts week 1. Watson feels like the favorite based on everything we've heard throughout the summer, throughout training camp, and the way he played on, what was it, Saturday?
Saturday against Chicago. Show us what you saw.
Yeah, after preseason week 1, it's not close, the competition. And I've been pumping Shedeur to be the guy. I thought Deshaun played faster. He saw it cleaner, and the ball jumped off his hands a lot more. So the good. This is a simple concept. It's curl flat, but once he sees the defenders kind of split, 1, 2, 3, ball has to come out right now. I thought this is something that I was surprised by Deshaun. The ball came out quickly, okay? So that is a good thing. Now, a player, too, that you'd love to have back is he goes to pull the trigger at the bottom of the screen. That guy's open, throw it. Then he goes to set to the top of the screen. That guy's open, throw it. This is first down. Instead, he doesn't throw to either of the deep options, becomes a scramble guy, and then that's only a 1-yard run. So I do think that there were a moment or two of rust, but if you just looked at the snaps as a body of work, Deshaun was clearly better in the game. And even though I've been sitting here pounding the table of like, start Shedeur because it makes more sense to start Shedeur, I did not find after preseason week 1 that it was all that close, off game.
And that's one of those things that you can't get away with in the locker room if it's obvious, if there's a huge leap. I think with Watson right now in his contract situation, the interesting thing would be if he and Denzel Boston, who's playing incredibly well, were to go and have a really great season. Then they get to the end of the season where they seem like they've been compiling picks to get ready to make a draft pick, and they have a quarterback who's playing well, who's a free agent, who we assume they wanted to move on from. Like, that's the risk. That's why you say go with Shedeur.
Because like, what's the benefit of playing a Deshaun Watson? But he's not going to be part of your future.
You can't also go in the locker room if you recognize that one guy's much better than the other one, and we're like tanking this season for a draft pick.
Yeah, right. I mean, every NFL season is like a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, I think in August you're not writing off anything.
I'm writing off the idea of Deshaun Watson signing another long-term extension with the Cleveland Browns. But what could he do? 17-0 and a Super Bowl title. Would you bring him back then?
No.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What was like
after the way the last 4 years have gone?
No. It wasn't perfect from Deshaun, but I do think if we were just looking at that 1-versus-1 battle, and Deshaun had the opportunity to land the first punch, he absolutely landed the first punch and took advantage of it. And now Shedeur is in like chase mode.
So we'll see if he's able to catch up. Coming up, the blue in Big Blue seems to stand for...
Shedeur Sanders finds himself in a remarkable position.
Let's go.
Y'all look at it as like a competition.
My answer to this question would be Deshaun Watson.
I think each and every person that walks into this locker room should have that mindset that you want to start. That's why we show up each and every day.
This is the most important thing I have to do in my life.
Good news.
Pretty important in Cleveland, too, because they have to make a decision eventually. The Browns quarterback competition continuing to take shape Saturday. Deshaun started against the Bears, 11 of 15, 126 yards in his first game of action since October of 2024 after he ruptured his Achilles, not once but twice. Shedeur Sanders will start the Browns preseason games this Saturday against the Bills. Oh, what a treat we have for you today. It's an Overreaction Tuesday on a Monday, adding some gravitas to the program. Dan Graziano. And Dan, for those uninitiated or those who have taken time off and don't remember how it plays, we're going to give you a statement. Randy, pay attention. And you're going to tell us if each one of these statements is an overreaction or not an overreaction. First one, Deshaun Watson going to start week 1 for the Browns. Is that an overreaction, Dan, or not an overreaction?
It's not an overreaction. It's entirely possible, and Watson may well at this point be the favorite in the quarterback competition with Shedeur Sanders. Sanders is going to get to start the second preseason game. That is head coach Todd Monken's plan, and he'll get the run that Watson got with the starters in the first one. But right now, it feels like Watson is in the lead. There are people in the building who feel like it'd be nice to get something out of this contract before it's over. Remember, this is the last year of his 5-year contract in Cleveland. He has played only 19 games in the first 4.
Let's get elsewhere. All right, in the AFC North, the Bengals still cannot protect Joe Burrow. Is that an overreaction or not an overreaction?
Classic preseason overreaction. Yeah, there was a play where Orlando Brown got beat by a rookie, and that's not a good situation. You don't want Burrow getting hit. And here's a situation where maybe Burrow could have gotten rid of the ball a little quicker on that play. So the Bengals' offensive line is in a better position than it's been, I believe, since Burrow has been there. And they are working him under center more than they used to, and they feel like that's the kind of thing that can help with his protection. So Bengals are working to address the problem. Nothing that showed up on Thursday night should worry people too much.
High expectations certainly in Cincinnati with the offensive artillery that Cincinnati continues to boast. Jackson Dart will lead the Giants to the playoffs, Dan. Overreaction or not an overreaction?
I'm going to say overreaction. Still think the Giants are a little short in a couple of spots, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. I like the way they look for the future, and if Jackson Dart can show growth in the areas where he needs to this year and he can develop, the offense, I think, can be good in short order. But I do think the defense has a lot of question marks, and Jackson Dart at this point in his career is still a question mark. We see the good, we see the bad in that game on Saturday. He still has some stuff to work on, but arrow up on Jackson Dart for 27 and beyond, I say.
Saw him in that blue tent, too, again. And speaking of an injury concern, how's this for a statement? There should be concern over Christian McCaffrey missing a week of practice with tightness, Dan. Overreaction or not an overreaction?
This was a tough one. I'm going to say not an overreaction, because until he gets back on the field, I believe we have license to be concerned, given his history, given the number of touches he had last year, given his age. The flip side is Christian McCaffrey's been through enough of these situations that he knows how to get himself ready for the season, and maybe the time off is strategic at this point. He certainly isn't a guy that needs to learn the offense or anything like that. So if he gets back out there today, tomorrow, whenever their next practice is, and he looks fine, then this turns out to be an overreaction. But until he does, we have license to be concerned.
George Kittle, who tore his Achilles in January, said yesterday he's hopeful to play week 1. Dan Graziano, we got time for one more. We did save the best one, the most important one, for last.
Yeah.
Now, I am of a particular camp. I think the beard is good looking, dare I say, hot on Randy Scott. Randy, though, should shave the beard today. Dan Graziano, overreaction or not an overreaction?
Well, it's an overreaction. I mean, it looks like he just started growing it. Like there's more to come, right? What's that? A couple of days, 2-3 days of growth, or 4?
Three plus weeks. But yeah, no,
3 plus weeks.
Yeah, but it's young looking, so I appreciate that. Yeah, my kids hate
That's
it.
3 weeks.
It's maybe 4. It's close to 4.
It looks
weeks.
good.
I started it when Gary went on sabbatical. Honeymoon.
Then I'm going to say not an overreaction. If that's the furthest you can take it in 3-4 weeks.
He should shave the beard.
I should shave the beard?
Yeah, I think
shave
so.
it and let it grow back for the entire...
I mean, 3-4 weeks, it should be fuller, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's rules, though.
I'll stop shaving and come back in 3 weeks, and we'll see.
Dan, can you grow a beard? You've grown one before.
Yeah, he has.
Let's do it. Hey, bearded brothers in November.
You want to do this during the football season? Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it off the air. Hit me up. We'll figure out the stakes.
Thanks, Graz. Thanks, buddy.
But
Let's talk about Aaron Donald. This seems to be the move that will decide everything. Watch the story with the Rams.
Yeah, he had another workout yesterday for the Rams. That's his second one in August. It feels like this is ramping up toward a conclusion, which I wouldn't be surprised if we got some conclusion on this week. Obviously, all signs have been pointing to him possibly returning. This first came up after they traded for Myles Garrett.